Good evening, friends. I'm CV Sharma back with another video. It's about on vectors lecture series on vectors. So here today's topic is that it's the multiplication of vectors. So multiplication of vectors is done by something called scalar dot product and vector product. Scalar product or dot product and then vector product. These are the two kinds. Just prior to that, I want to tell you about one slide, the slide which I forgot. So the multiplication of vectors, first part is that multiplication of a vector by a scalar. That's the first part which I have to discuss. I forgot about that. So what is that? When a vector is multiplied by a scalar quantity, like with any real number, it is just multiplied by an algebraic product. So that's what the idea is. Let there be a vector v bar and a scalar quantity lambda. After the multiplication, product will be v dash bar, v dash bar will lambda times v dash. So what you generate is a parallel vector having a different magnitude lambda times that of v bar. So it will have a magnitude lambda times that of v bar. So if lambda is positive, v bar is v dash bar is v bar. We have in the same direction. If it is negative vector, v bar will have opposite direction. So that is the idea what it makes. So this is if lambda is negative, you get a vector which is opposite to direction of v bar, and if lambda is positive, you get the vector as in the same direction of that of v bar. So this is the first part of this lecture. And now the second part is like what I introduced in the beginning, that is the multiplication of vectors. Multiplication of vectors is of two kinds. One is the scalar product, which is the dot product, and the vector product, which is the cross product. So what is the scalar product or dot product of vectors? Very, very simple. This is very, very easy. So what is the scalar product of two vectors? The scalar product of two vectors is defined as the product of the magnitude of two vectors with the cosine of the smaller angle between them. So it is always a scalar, so it is called a scalar product. The output is always a scalar. Thus, if a bar and b bar are two vectors having an angle theta between them, then the scalar product or dot product is written as a bar dot b bar and is read as a bar dot b bar. So this is how we write a bar dot b bar. This is how we write. And now the a bar dot b bar is given by this is the definition of the dot product. A bar dot b bar happens to be mod a bar. You know how to find mod a bar, and then mod b bar, and the cosine of the angle between them. The cosine of the angle, it's like this. So it's two vectors where the tails are matching, and then this is the angle. This is how we take the angle between the vectors. So as simple as that. And now let's move on. And what is the geometrical meaning of the dot product? Here the geometrical meaning is like this. Let OA bar is A bar. So this is the first vector A bar. So this is the A bar vector. And OB bar is B bar. Thus this is the vector OB bar, that is B bar. So this is the two vectors we have taken as shown in the figure 1.23. And now angle AOB is theta. So these tails are matching. That's how you take the angle. When the tails are matching only, then only you have to consider the angle between the vectors. And now this is the head of the vector and this is the tail of the vector. I hope you know this very well. And now what is cos theta over here from this? How do you find the cos theta? Is that from the point B, you drop a perpendicular onto the vector OA bar, and this is the perpendicular. BL is the perpendicular. And now after that, you construct a right angle triangle over here. So basically, so it becomes that we drop the perpendicular BL. And now what is cos theta over here is OL by OB. So OL will find it out. So OL happens to be like OB times cos theta. OB times cos theta. So that is nothing but OB is nothing but the magnitude of vector B bar, that is B cos theta. So OL is not A because this is not expressing the entire length of OA bar. So OL is not A. So OL is the factor, it's called B cos theta, which is called the projection of vector B bar, okay, B bar on A bar. That is called the projection of the vector B bar on A bar. That is called BL. So this perpendicular length, whatever is the perpendicular length, is called the projection of the vector b bar on a bar. So that is b cos theta. That is called the projection of the vector on a bar. And now we move on to the case OL is equal to OB cos theta. By definition, a bar dot b bar is AB cos theta. So that is b cos theta, that is OA times OL. So a bar dot b bar is a modulus of a bar multiplied by a projection of b bar on a bar. This is what I just told you. So that perpendicular length OL is nothing but the projection of b bar on a bar multiplied by modulus of a bar. That is what is dot product. And now let us see the properties of the dot product. Right. So these are very, very important properties while solving the problems. So properties, it is always a scalar. The dot product is always, the output of the dot product is always a scalar, and it will have positive if the angle between them is acute. If the angle acute means that the angle is less than 90, then you get a positive value. And a negative if the angle between them is obtuse, and 0 if the angle between them is 90. So it obeys the commutative law, that is a bar dot b bar is b bar dot a bar. And it also obeys distributive law, a bar dot b bar plus c bar is a bar dot b bar plus a bar dot c bar. And now by definition, a bar dot b bar is equal to mod a bar mod b bar cos theta. And cos theta happens to be very, very important result. Very important result. Cos theta happens to be a bar dot b bar divided by mod a bar mod b bar. This is how you can find the angle between the vectors. So theta is cos inverse of a bar dot b bar divided by mod a bar mod b bar. This is a very important result. Where theta is the angle between the two vectors. How do you find the angle between the two vectors? That's what again I'm telling. It's the tails of the vectors should match with each other. Then only you can find the angle between the vectors. Only when the tails of vectors, when they are matching, this is the angle between the vectors. Always remember, that is the one you have to remember. Now let's move on. And scalar, the dot product of so scalar dot product of two mutually perpendicular vectors. So if a and b, a bar and b bar, a bar is perpendicular to b bar. If this happens, so the dot product a bar dot b bar is nothing but you write mod a bar into mod b bar. If they are perpendicular, the theta is 90 degrees. So you will write cos theta. Cos theta, that is equal to 90 degrees. So this is substitution which we give. When theta is 90, this part is 0. So the entire part goes to 0. So you can say that a bar dot b bar is equal to 0. If both vectors, if two vectors are perpendicular, you can say the dot product of the vectors is 0. That is depicted here. So a bar dot b bar is equal to 0. Very, very important result. We use this everywhere to solve many problems can be solved using this result. So that is the one which we have to keep in mind. And now let's move on. The scalar dot product will be maximum when theta is equal to 0 degrees. That is a bar dot b bar maximum is mod a bar into mod b bar. So the cosine will not multiply here. Maximum value of cosine is 1. So cos 0 is 1. You know this very well. That cos 0 is 1. That is the maximum value of cosine function. So you get the maximum value for the dot product when theta is equal to 0. If a bar and b bar are unit vectors, then mod a bar is equal to mod b bar is equal to 1, and a bar dot b bar is equal to 1 into cos theta. So simply it is equal to cos theta. So that is how you can have the cos theta will be the simply the dot product if the a and b are unit vectors. Now let's move on to the next case, that dot product of unit vectors I, j, k. So you have this result I bar dot I cap dot I cap is, and j cap dot j cap and k cap goes to 1, and I dot j dot k or k dot I is equal to 0, as you know that I cap perpendicular to j cap perpendicular to k cap. All these three vectors are mutually perpendicular, so hence the dot product between these vectors will go to 0. And next part is a square of a vector. What is square of a vector? Suppose they ask you what is a bar square. It is nothing but a bar dot a bar. A bar and a bar will have the same direction. So the angle between a bar and a bar is 0. Right. So it is mod a bar into mod a bar cos 0. Right. So this is how we write. Cos 0 is 1. Mod a bar into mod a bar is mod a bar square. So it's the square of the magnitude of the vector. So simply a square. So a bar dot a bar that is a square. So this is the idea. This is also represented as like this. So this is the idea of the squaring a vector. This is the squaring a vector. Square of a vector is like this. And now if two vectors a bar and b bar in terms of their rectangular components can be written as a bar is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. So this is the first vector. And you have the next one, which is b bar, that is bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. This is second vector. Suppose two vectors are like this, then a bar dot b bar is ax I cap, ay j cap, az k cap. Like this, we write the vector, and dot bx I cap, by j cap, bz k cap. Now what we do is simply multiply I component with the I component, that is ax bx, and j component with j component, ay by, and az dz. What happens? So you add up these three. What happens if you consider the I component dot with the j component? What is going to happen is you get the thing like I dot j. This condition you get when you multiply with the x component with the y component. But the dot product of I and j dot product, because they are mutually perpendicular, this goes to 0. That's why you won't get, actually speaking, if algebraically, if you have to multiply x plus y plus z with some a plus b plus c, you are going to get 9 terms actually. 9 terms. Actually, you get 9 terms here, like what we do the basic algebraic products. So while doing, but out of these 9 terms, only these 3 terms will sustain. Rest of the things will go to 0 because you get the dot product of mutually perpendicular vectors. So those dot products which contain the mutually perpendicular vectors, those go to 0. So that's why your dot product will contain only 3 terms. If you have 3 mutually perpendicular components, you will get 3 terms here: ax into bx, ay into by, az into bz, and then sum them up. So I with I, j with j, and k with k. So we solve the problems. While solving the problems, you will understand this. How do we do that? So if you are new to this and you will be, you will not be able to understand in the initial first, and later you will understand. This is very easy, not an issue at all. So the reason I told you why you get only 3 terms, that also I explained to you. The work done, reason you get the 3 terms is because you end up with the dot products of mutually perpendicular components. The mutually perpendicular components will take the dot product to 0. So the reason, hence you don't get the 9 terms. You will end up only with the 3 terms where I with I, j with j, and k with k. And now work. Work is a dot product of the force and displacement vector. If let F bar is the force acting on the block at an angle theta with the horizontal, and the block is displaced by the force from O to O dash. So O to O dash, it is displaced here. You can see O to O dash, it is displaced over here. And now you see that this displacement is S, and this force is like this. And displacement and force, they make an angle theta. So since they make an angle theta, what will be the dot product? Work done is the dot product of force and displacement, F bar dot S bar. So that is mod F bar mod S bar multiplied by cosine of the angle between these two. So that's how you take the dot product. And now I hope it is clear. So in general sense, work done is Fs cos theta. This is how we write in a very simple way, where F is the magnitude of the force and S is the magnitude of displacement, and then cos theta is the angle between the force and the displacement. And now let us move on to the next part. So here we have a problem. Find the angle between the vectors a bar and b bar, like this given. So to find the angle between the vectors is very simple. Cos theta, we have the formula, which is a bar dot b bar divided by mod a bar mod b bar. So this is the formula we use. So to do that, first find what is mod a bar. That is a, that is mod a bar. It's square root of 2 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. So here plus. So you get root 6 here. And now b bar is this is I minus k. So it is square root of 1 square plus minus 1 whole square. That is root 2. So a bar dot b bar is I into I. So 2 into 1, that is 2. And now j, you don't have j component here, so it goes to 0. J component will be 0. And then here minus k with minus k, so that is minus 1 into minus 1, that is plus 1. So here 2 into 1, that is 2. And minus 1 into minus 1, that is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So that's how you get. So I hope it's clear. So it's like this you have to do. And j part you don't have here, so j part goes to 0, and the minus k into minus k dot minus k. This is what you have is minus k dot minus k dot. So minus into minus is plus, k dot k is 1. So this is how you get 1. So that is depicted over here. That is the answer is 3 here. And now cos theta is given by this formula which I told you earlier here. So here this is the cos theta, that is a bar dot b bar divided by mod a bar into mod b. Mod a bar is a and mod b bar is b. Just plug in those things, you get the answer √3/2. So 3 by √6 into √2. Okay, I hope you can cancel this and then get this √3/2. So that's how you get the answer. And now the angle within, because you got cos theta √3/2, where you get the cos theta √3/2 for theta equal to 30 degrees, you get cos theta is √3/2. So the angle between the vectors theta equal to 30 degrees. So that's way, or in the radian measure, you can write it as 5/6 radians. So that is how you conclude this, how you find the angle between the vectors using the dot product of vectors. Now let us move on to another problem. Prove that the vectors are mutually perpendicular. So if you had to prove the vectors are mutually perpendicular, simply what you have to find is the dot product. Show the dot product is equal to 0. So let us work out a bar dot b bar. We have to show it is equal to 0. So 2 into 1, what you get is 2. 3 into minus 3 into plus 1, that is minus 3. And 1 into 1, that is plus 1. So that's equal to 0. That's what is depicted over here. And now this dot product, if it is 0, then you can say that the vectors are perpendicular to each other, and hence the theta is 90 degrees. So that is what the method is shown here. AB cos theta is the dot product of the vectors. AB cos theta is equal to 0. Then AB cos theta equal to 0. A bar is non-zero vector, and B bar is also non-zero vector, and hence cos theta should be 0 and the theta is 90. So this is the conclusion. This is how you can draw the conclusions, or the vectors A and B bar are mutually perpendicular to each other. So the vectors A bar and B bar are mutually perpendicular to each other. And this is it. This is the point I conclude the video on the scalar products. And the next slides will be on the cross product of the vectors, that I will take in the next lecture. So I hope you understood how to do the dot product of the vectors. It's very, very easy. And now let's close this video, and then I hope you like this video and give a like, share, subscribe, and then make this channel a big success. Thank you all.